Good evening. Welcome to the Mind of STEM channel. My name is Leon Jones, and on this channel, you are going to get a daily dose of science, technology, engineering, and math. And in this video, I'm going to talk about the importance of construction inspection. Now, the information that I'm giving you comes from TD&H Engineering. I will have the link provided for you at the bottom of this video. So, after further ado, let's get into the topic. Now, there is one saying that a newcomer will take to heart in western North Dakota. Welcome to the Bakken. The quote often sums up the rapid pace of growth in the areas of housing, infrastructure, engineering, transportation, commercial, and industrial developments. It also provides a means to take humor in a hard-working atmosphere driven by the oil and natural gas production in the Bakken oil field. Now, in a rapidly growing environment, construction quality control or construction inspection may not be prioritized, but lack of inspection may lead to poor workmanship, heightened construction costs, and no documentation of construction means and methods. Now, construction inspection is a vital part of a project life and vital to the development of young engineers because it provides written documentation of day to day construction activities. Now, the owner's best interests are represented on site through a familiar communicator, administers payment and bond release applications, opens work relationship opportunities that can lead to additional service, and that's great hands on experience. Now, as I say about anything you do, documentation is important. And when it comes to construction inspection, because I have a lot of experience in construction inspection, well, written and photo documentation of means and methods, problems encountered, conversations, and day to day activities is an important part of project monitoring. Now, MSU MDOT Design Team Administrator Scott Keller has experience in the difference written documentation, and when you have good documentation, you can utilize it in litigation. And one thing I will tell you, utilizing paper is perfect because it's cheap, because paper documentation inspection reports indicate whether or not work is being accomplished in according with the project plans and specifications or the project drawings and specifications. The reports also detail weather conditions, labor force, equipment, work in progress, and reports may include photos, work tickets, purchase orders, of course, hauling stubs, and other applicable documents. Now, inspection is also important, confirming that the owner is receiving a working product through startup and acceptance testing. Now, when we talk about acceptance testing on construction sites, you're likely to have tests when you place certain materials down, like concrete, asphalt. Now, of course, concrete, you're going to do quality control assurance testing when you utilize the air entrainment slump test. You're going to utilize temperature. You're going to utilize moisture. You also have soil. You're going to use moisture. You're going to use gradation. Same with aggregate, asphalt. You're going to use gradation. Any type of material that's placed, it's going to be tested. So, well, it's going to be tested. So you have to understand that an owner's representative, which is the inspector on site, that's the person who witnessed the testing, and the inspector also ensures that the tests are taken in accordance with the specification, and it provides documentation to all parties of a pass or fail status. Now, an inspector also ensures the municipal, state, and federal regulations are being maintained. Now, construction inspection provides an on site representative who monitors the quality of work in place. Many engineering specifications and project drawings require special inspection throughout the life of the project. Now, for example, paraphrasing McKenzie County Courthouse project, the owner or registered design professional is responsible, or he's the individual to employ an inspector because he's responsible for employing a special inspector to provide inspection during construction. Now, the special inspector shall be a qualified person for the inspection of the particular type of construction or operation requiring special inspection. Now, the inspector is physically on site documenting work and selectively providing recommendations when questions arise. Now, communication between owner, engineer, architect, general contractor, and subcontractors is facilitated through the inspector. Now, an inspector's roles, like I said, I've done construction inspection for years. So the inspector's role is to communicate construction progress and problems to the applicable party. Now, when difficult questions are encountered during construction, the inspector directs the question to the appropriate recipient. Now, the recipient could be the architect, could be the engineer. Now, daily reports summarizing work completed and points of interest are also distributed to each party appropriately. Now, also on the report, when you do construction inspection, don't forget the location. Now, again, when it comes to payment, that's also part of the construction inspector's job. Now, on DOT products or projects, we call them the inspector in charge. So the owner should never have to pay for work that is not actually in place. Roles of the inspector include an honest estimate of quantity work in place in units corresponding to the bid agreement. Now, if required, material stockpiled may also be evaluated and applied to the application for payment. Bond release applications are also part of the inspector's duties, checking permits. Now, if required deficiencies in a final project or punch list items, that's also monitored by the inspector. And also, we have a site walkthrough between the owner and inspector. That should also take place before receiving any bonds. Now, some projects are front loaded where you pay the mobility, field house, or the field office. Now, there's a 10% retainage. Well, if the project isn't completed correctly, then you have a punch list. And if the punch list isn't completed, well, the contractor's not going to get that 10% retainage. Now, it's on certain projects. Now, you have to understand this. When it comes to inspection, the inspector must be understanding, or he must be very good at understanding project plans, specifications, must understand project schedules. The inspector must be a good problem solver. He must be good with mathematics, particularly if the contract is a unit cost contract. Why? Because if he's on a Department of Transportation project, you have to keep good notes because there's a chance that the Federal Highway Administration is going to come in and audit your project for accuracy. And the Federal Highway Administration allocates funds to State Department of Transportations to complete road projects. So the FHWA, or Federal Highway Administration, wants to know where their money is going. Now, again, the inspector is on site daily. Now, the inspector, for the most part, works under the project manager. I did a video last week on project managing, but the inspector is the eyes and ears for the owner. And again, being an inspector, it's good for a young engineer if you want to get into managing projects. You should learn how to schedule. You should learn how to set up meetings. You should understand paperwork, payrolls. But at the end of the day, the inspector's vital role is to make sure that the contract is in compliance with project plans and specifications. And that's it for this video. Thank you for listening to the Mind of STEM. Once again, if you like what I just presented, please comment, share, and subscribe. Once again, my name is Leon Jones. Please have a good night, and I'm out.